So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our video of third lord through houses. As in, what happens when your third lord is sitting in third house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, seventh house. So, we're going to discuss all the 12 houses today. And remember, this is a three-part series. It's not a one or two-part series, three-part series. So, first is third lord through houses. Second one will be other lords sitting in the third house. Then the third part will be planets in the third house, which you can correlate with planets ruling other houses sitting in the third house, whether it's Sun, Moon, Saturn, Jupiter. So you get the entire picture. And of course, you know why I'm doing these videos. I got myself a new toy. That's what inspires me. A new toy. So I gotta test it out. Testing it out for the Saturn movie that you guys will get next year. Hopefully you have watched my Rahu movie, my Ketu movie, interview of Rahu and meeting Ketu. Please go and watch it, so I feel more inspired and motivated to make it. Okay, and as always, if you do not know, if you have these particular where's your third lord's place, all your astrological details, you can go to kairosastrology.com under shop section, option 6, where you'll get the PDF report of all your planetary alignments, or any other option will give you that regarding the readings. And also I have the watch reading now, just straight up wristwatch reading. So if you want to know which wristwatch is good for you, which one should you get, if you have any that you want to purchase, you send the pictures of that and I'll show you and I'll tell you which one is correct for you. So anyway, let's start with our video today of third lord through houses. So third lord is in the third house. Now what is the third house? First of all, let's talk about the third house. Third house is the house of your biggest transformation. Not a normal transformation. This is like your world is turned upside down. Good way or bad way? Both ways. So it's the most important house for transformation. You know, people who feel like for example, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm in the middle of jungle. Right? This is my palace. This is where I find my absolute peace, quiet, happiness. There's no desire that, okay, I want to be on Fifth Avenue in New York having a 3-story mansion worth $70 million. It's not me. Right? So, but if you are looking, if you're a place like this and you're like, I want to be in New York. I want to be in Dubai, in Burj Khalifa. That means your world has to turn completely upside down. That's what third house will do. Third house is the house of the fruits of your karma. Meaning, two things are happening here. You are doing your karma. Okay, because third house is effort. You're putting an effort in. And then what is happening? You're getting the fruit of that particular karma. Okay? Which means, for example, third house is travels. Short distance travel. Right? For example, when you wanted to ride a bike, what did you do? You first were pushing with your feet, right? You were dragging, and then you were like holding and trying to balance the bike the first 2-3 hours, or maybe the first 2-3 days. And then suddenly from that you just started pedaling. What are you doing? You're putting effort into something, right? You put effort. And then what is the fruit of that? Boom. One day you're just like riding your bike normally, and next thing you know, you're doing all kinds of tricks with the bike at a bike bike ring. So you see how effort leads to the fruit. So third house becomes that fruit. The other thing about the third house is that in order to get your fruit, you're supposed to be able to converse with somebody. So it is your communication style. How do you speak? Like, for example, how am I speaking here in front of you? Right? How do you speak? Because when you speak, when you say something, those words are the effort to give you some fruit in return. So that's what the third house is. This is why the media controls everything. Everything. The media will control. How is that? Well, because media will provide you information. Right? They provide you with the information.
And once they have given you the information, they put in the effort. Hey, let's give this information to the world. Now the world is controlled by that information. And whatever then the media says, goes. They are the lords of you. They are the lords of the ring. So you see how brilliantly it works. They put effort into saying something, providing some information. And in return, the fruit is now they have controlled the public. That's the third house. Third house especially represents the gym. Why? Because you're putting effort into building muscles. Okay? Third house is bravery. How much brave you are. So here's the thing. Your ascendant can be weak. Right? We went through ascendant lord, through houses and all of that. Let's say your ascendant is weak. But your third house is strong. You know what that means? Even if you're not capable of fighting and having the strength to fight, you have the courage to fight. Even with your cane, you will come out of your door to face the enemies. Like, yeah, you want to beat me? Let's go. What are you going to do? Just break my other leg? Yeah, but I'm coming out. That's the difference. Now imagine if the first house is strong and the third house is strong. Oh boy, anything is possible for such a person. So it's that strength you're showing in front of public or the other person. Through your effort, you control the luck of the other person. You can destroy somebody's luck or increase somebody's luck with the third house. Remember that too. Remember, like for example, when you say something negative, you criticize somebody, you destroyed somebody's future. And one has to be very careful when somebody says anything negative about anyone online, okay, because if somebody has some placement, somebody's a Ketu ruled individual, somebody is a Jupiterian ruled individual, whatever they say about that person, same thing happens to them but 10 times worse. Within 3 months, within 90 days, that person will suffer something, either major or something, when they try to criticize somebody online. So this is why you have to be very careful with the third house words or third house writing, because third house is also writing. Third house is skill, the skill of the weapon. Words are weapon and the weapon is weapon. And when you shoot it, it's not coming back. What's going to come back is the boomerang karma. So this is third house. Now let's talk about third lord through all the houses. First, we're going to do third lord in the third house. So then, first house or third lord is in the third house. What does that mean? First of all, the third lord being in the third house is giving strength to that house. And the degree of the strength really depends upon the planet. There are these soft landings and hard landings. There is this soft strength that a person has. Then there is this hard strength the person has. And they may not even display it. Like, oh my God, I have this soft strength in my life. But there will be soft. It'll be soft. So you will see this. And third lord in the third house. And remember, third house is also siblings. Here the person will protect siblings. Especially, usually siblings in general, but younger siblings for sure. There's this desire to protect it. You know why? Because if the third lord is in the third house, like for example, here I am at my property. So I'm the owner of it. So something happens, I'm protecting it. Whatever is here is mine. I'm protecting it. For example, there's these scenarios where the individual becomes quite abusive to the younger siblings. Usually it is that way, right? We always had fights with older siblings, younger cousins. But when it comes time to protecting them, boy, you were right in the front. You're like, the only one who can abuse them is me. How dare you abuse them? How dare you bully my younger sibling? I'm the only one who bullies that person. So in that particular way, the third lord protects. It protects this particular house and shows courage when the time comes. And depending upon the planet, you will see in the third part how that courage becomes activated. How that courage becomes activated. When they speak, regardless of the planet, they will speak with the best conviction, the most conviction. The strength of the third house represents how much you can convince other people. That's what happens. Now, on the other hand, regarding the skill part, whatever the planet is sitting in the third house, that's the easiest skill you're able to develop. It's like naturally given to you. It's like somebody who might be a engineer, lawyer, surgeon, yet they just have a skill of sketching people. They can sketch somebody and people are like, are you an artist? No, I'm a thoracic heart surgeon. So third lord in the third house brings some form of a natural strength depending upon the planet. Okay. Now on the other hand, third lord goes into the fourth house. So now what's happening? So now third lord is in the fourth house. Okay. That means regardless of what you like doing in your life, regardless of what your skills are in life, naturally universe will always put you in a situation where your effort and strength has to be displayed in the home. Your strength and your skill is going to be used to helping the home, helping the mother, helping with the household chores. The transformation, the biggest transformation that this person will go through will happen by and through the mother, will happen by and for and through the home. Like, for example, how the situation is placed, you will see. The moment this person purchases a property, some big change happens. And what that change is going to be depends upon what the condition of the third lord is sitting in the fourth house. Third lord is in the fourth house. These people love putting effort, but in a very secretive manner. Like if you saw this person walking on the street, you'll be like, this person just average. I mean, I don't know if this person is going to be successful or not. But if you were to surveillance them for 24 hours in their own private space, they are non-stop working. Because why? This person efforts feels more comfortable when they are hidden in plain sight. Because fourth house is a house of rest. Fourth house is a house of sleep, it's night. That means any effort that is being put, any strength that is going to be displayed, is going to be displayed in privacy, in secrecy. And usually such people may be night workers. They usually like to work in the evening time. The other thing you will see, younger siblings, okay, will always need the help and support of the mother and the home and the family. Their need is going to be met through the fourth house. Their need is going to be met by your happiness. Fourth house is what? Fourth house is the happiness of your existence. Your overall happiness. You will have different happinesses in life, whether it's work, whether it's relationship, whether it's your spiritual focus, but this is the overall happiness. And you will see, when third lord is in the fourth house, younger sibling becomes part of your happiness. Now, there's two ways here. They can become part of your happiness, or they will interrupt your happiness. That's how simple it is. So, whenever you are about to celebrate something and boom, the brother or the sister you don't want to deal with shows up. Like, the best example is, I don't know if you've seen the movie Michael Clayton, where George Clooney's brother shows up at their older brother's and father's birthday. And he's like a drug addict. It's like, what are you doing here? So there's a happy moment, happy celebration that is happening. And then boom, suddenly a person shows up and tries to interrupt that particular peace and happiness. And especially the strength. You know how you gain your strength in life? With third lord in the fourth house, if the mother is there, serving the mother. When you take care of the mother, serve the mother, okay, your valor and strength will increase. Number two, knowledge. And I'm not talking about knowledge that you hear in school. No, knowledge of the Ishas, knowledge of the older philosophers, rishis, saints. When you read their stories, it gives you strength. You know why? Because fourth house is a place where Jupiter is exalted. And Jupiter knows all the Vedic knowledge, not the most powerful tantric knowledge, Vedic knowledge. Like when third lord's in the fourth house, go study Bhagavad Gita if you're scared of something. For example, you're scared of facing a bully, and you know this bully is going to harass you today. You read the Hanuman Chalisa. Suddenly you will see I'm getting strength, and you'll be willing to fight to the end with that bully. Now, third lord goes into the fifth house. So here I am at the construction site of my third cabin on my property. It's getting done. It's almost done. Okay. So yeah, that's the way to end third lord in the fourth house. So third lord in the fifth house. Fifth house, right? It's a house of your children, education, your intelligence. Fifth house is the house of mantras. Fifth house is a house of your final rites, or the final rites that may be performed for someone else. Fifth house is creativity. Fifth house is, stage. So you will see when the third lord is in the fifth house, where is this person's effort going to go into? Efforts are always going to be put into fun and games and romance and performance, sports, love for children. And you will see, when their strength increases, like their ability to withstand certain things, their ability to show their valor, when children come in their life. So even if they weren't so courageous before, but now that children are in the picture, they will die facing any form of a threat. And that's what increases their valor. That's what increases their strength in life. Children give this person strength. And because third house is the fruits of the karma, the fruits come in with the birth of children. The big transformation you look for, okay? Because usually third lord in the fifth house is a very welcome place. So what happens is birth of children brings that sudden up and down scenario in a person's life. Like you want to turn your life around, have children. When children come in, there will be a major change and transformation in your life. When it comes to the mantras, whenever it comes to some form of mantras and intelligence, now that requires effort. That's where effort goes in. And through enough effort, now you will see, when third lord is in the fifth house, mantras give the best results to this person. Because it's the house of effort. And mantras, when you say mantras, what are you doing? You're putting effort. You're saying like 3,000 mantras, 10,000 mantras of something. The more you build that energy, the sweeter the fruit becomes of that particular mantra. And then, media, neighbors, siblings will always somehow tend to occupy this person's intelligence. Their intelligence develops through such people. So their intelligence may not be developed through mother, father's teacher. It's what they learn through media gives them intelligence. Now remember, besides sun and moon, other planets will rule two houses. So you will see both of those houses will affect to give that particular effect of development of intelligence. But see, because third lord is in the third house, you know what that is?
that is known as Bhavat Bhavam. Third from the third. This is where the talent of a person becomes 3 times the power of 3. And so it exuberates. This does not mean that they become the most talented and the richest actor or, performer, because for that you have to have the ability to actually gain that particular thing. So you have to see that in the chart. But it'll be there. It will be there. And you will see their ability to speak will always come out in entertaining manner, creative manner, jocular manner. It's like they're going to entertain the crowd if they're going to teach Bhagavad Gita. If they're going to talk about the Bible, they're going to make it so entertaining that people just remember the verses. They'll retain that information in their cranium. Okay, they'll cut right through into the cranium of the individual. Now, you have third lord in the sixth house. So then, third lord goes into the sixth house. Right? The third lord of effort is in the sixth house. Third lord energy, siblings, neighbors, skills, transformation is all linked with the sixth house. So usually this is the position where there's a very strong karma to be repaid. This is the repayment system. This is the bill coming to you with interest. So in this particular case, first of all, you will see that in order to validate the relationship with the younger siblings in general, one has to deal with tremendous amount of animosity. There's always this struggle to maintain that relationship with your siblings. It feels like the relationship of such an individual. It's like dealing inside the enemy's den. It feels like what did I do in my past life to have to make this effort to deal with my siblings? But third lord in the sixth, okay, will also shows that this person is born, their transformation will only come through when they deal with the biggest enemy. It's when you have to deal with some big fight in your life, when you have to deal with some big competition in your life. And once you find victory over that, this is when that thing becomes topsy-turvy. Your life goes from point A to point Z. But also you will see, whenever this person will try to communicate, either their communication gets them in struggle, communication gets them in trouble, or this individual holds the capacity to destroy the enemy with their communication. Their communication, you know what happens with this person? This communication will always irritate the enemy. When they speak, somehow dispute becomes active. Some politician is giving some speech. You know what happens with this person? Their communication triggers other people. Their communication style, if it's a politician, somehow they'll, without even wanting or knowing, they'll trigger their enemy country to go to war with them. This is the person. When they communicate, they can irritate the enemy, and they actually find happiness through it. Because third lord is in the sixth house. Third lord happiness is the sixth house. So whatever, like for example, an athlete, a boxer, wrestler, MMA fighter says something, it irritates their opponent so much that it can actually weaken them. Because they're triggering them. They know how to trigger things. You know those people who will say things online, who will say things as an influence that triggers
The entire community, oh my God, this person said this. And now their name is out there. Now they have triggered enough people to get their name out there. Usually you will see news reporters can usually be seen with this position a lot because they have the ability to trigger. They get your attention. They'll say something which is now going viral. See, when things go viral, they don't have to be in a good way. It's like because people want to hate this person so much, they make things go viral. And the thing is, the reason why I said happiness is because third lord is fourth from itself. Fourth house is the happiness of that particular lord. So this is why they're in the house of the happiness. Enemies, conflicts, okay, or kind of rescuing people, providing help to people becomes our happiness. So many a times if the chart says this person will be good in medicine, then most definitely their entire effort. See, sometimes you become a doctor and you may not be happy with it. This person will be happy in dealing with the diseases because wherever they're putting their effort, that's where they want to get the fruits from. So because the effort is going into the sixth house of diseases, health, they're going to desire to reap the results of that fruit. And usually third lord in the sixth house shows younger siblings keep getting into trouble. Either health trouble, legal trouble, conflicts with people. But then ultimately your happiness becomes, hey, I'll save them from this conflict. I'll help them from this particular thing. Now, third lord goes into the seventh house. So then your third lord energy, the third house energy is in the seventh house. Seventh house is what? Seventh house is the house of partner, marriage, relationships, business, your clients. So now where's your entire effort is going to be put, even if you don't want to focus on this. Your life is always going to ask you to put effort towards your marriage. But this person will always put effort from the beginning to wanting to be in a relationship, wanting to have a cordial relationship. You know why they do that? It's not because of like romance and sex and all of that. Those are like byproducts. You know, the main thing is they feel confident when they're in a relationship. Relationship brings them confidence. Relationship and marriage brings them valor. Relationships motivate them. Like, for example, third lord in the fifth house, romance. Romance energizes you. Romance makes you feel like you can completely accomplish anything you want as long as that romance is with you. Same thing is happening here. Third lord shows that the person's strength will increase when the seventh house is active. In business, they will do whatever they can to please the client. Their strength, the greatest strength, the natural strength will be towards how to deal with the issues of the clients, issues of the marriage. They don't need to run away. They don't have to run away. They will resolve. They have that power. They have that strength because of their previous experiences of failing and winning and failing and winning. Ultimately, when they're in a mature state of their life, stuff happens. Okay, I know how to deal with it. Their communication, you will see. Their communication is always businesslike. Very good in communication, very professional in communication. See, whenever the lower house of communication goes into karma houses, 3rd, 7th, and 11th, it's like a natural ability to communicate with a crowd in such a manner that they know what's your point. They know what is it that you're trying to portray with your message. You will also see younger siblings butt into an individual's marriage or saves an individual marriage. Neighbor may butt in your marriage or will help your marriage. Which one is happening?
For that, you have to understand the strength of these things. And again, I keep saying that, but if you know Nandi Nadi, okay, if you have learned somewhere else, or if you're taking my course of Nandi Nadi, especially, you'll know what planet is in strength, what planet is in weakness. Okay, but you will see when third lord is in the seventh house, the siblings have to get married first before your marriage becomes active. When the younger sibling gets married, now you can get married. So if you're trying to find yourself a wife or a groom, and you're just like, what's happening? I'm well qualified. I'm actually overqualified with my education, with my work, with my money. What's going on? Well, do you have younger siblings? Yes. Are they single? Yes. Then get them married. What are you watching me for? Go get them married. So, that's a very important part, because they're becoming the virodha with your marriage. Their triggering of their marriage activates your seventh house. That's all it is. When they get married, they activate your seventh house. Now you get married. Okay, but whenever you get into a relationship, and if they're single, some issue of them interrupts your relationship or your marriage or your process of getting married. And of course, because this third lord is in the seventh, even if they cannot do business, they'll always feel like, God, I wish I could just put my effort in doing business and making my own money instead of like working somewhere else. Third lord goes into the eighth house. So then third lord goes into the eighth house. Well, this is a position that can sometimes actually show that there will be a non-existent either relationship with the siblings. A person may not have younger siblings. But more importantly, because having siblings and not having sibling is actually will be seen through qualities of Mars, Venus, and Mercury. So that's okay. But third lord in the eighth house, one thing we see that actually you may have a younger sibling who becomes an occultist. Younger sibling will be extremely good in cybersecurity, hacking, spying. Their energy is always linked to the eighth house. Life has to be full of transformation. Like their life cannot be normal. Their life cannot be plain. Otherwise, they actually won't even like it. This is the type of person who may look for adventures. There are all ways. They might be photographer for National Geographic. Why? Because they're going from one country to another, one continent to another, one scary, life-threatening situation to another, and that's what exhilarates them. That's your younger sibling. Now, your third lord of effort is in the eighth. What's happening with your effort? Going down, right, in the drain. Any effort you make just goes down. Nothing comes out of it. But what's the problem here? Your efforts are not going towards the eighth house. If they're going towards the eighth house, then the fruits will come in. So let's say let's say somebody's a filmmaker. Okay? They're putting their effort. They're making this movie, that movie, this movie. Nothing is happening. Efforts in vain. And maybe they're not doing this. That's why it's happening. Because once they start putting effort into making paranormal movies, murder movies, psychological thrillers, now suddenly they're getting recognized. Why? Because they have aligned their effort with the eighth. That's what happens. And especially when third lord is in the eighth, neighbor will be extremely troublesome in your life, or neighbor's own health is so ups and downs that you hardly ever see them. But you know what the best way is in order to have a better cordial relationship with the neighbor? You don't talk to your neighbor so much. Start talking about the eighth house. Ask your neighbor about astrology. You believe in astrology, and they'll start laughing at you. Oh my God, what are you talking about? And you suddenly now have lightened their animosity towards you. Start talking to them about conspiracy theories. Oh, do you know there's alien living underneath the earth? You know there's alien living on moon, on the dark side of the moon. What do you think? And they'll be like, you know, you're not as smart as I thought, so maybe I don't need to give you trouble anyway, because you're dumb. You see what you're doing. Even if you look dumb in front of them, third lord in the eighth house no longer now gives you trouble, because they feel like, why am I giving this moron a trouble who believes in these nonsensical things and doesn't believe in science, you know? So that's what happens. And especially you will see when third lord's in the eighth, whenever a person speaks, let's say they want to speak in the crowd, first of all, there will be an anxiety. There will be fear in the beginning stages of this person's life of wanting to speak in front of the crowd. But then once they develop that confidence, you know how they develop that confidence? When you want to develop some confidence in front of public, think of some secret you can talk to these people about. When you bring something absolutely hidden in your speech, that's when the crowd will begin to respect you. That's when the crowd will begin to pay attention to you and not try to make fun of you. Now, not to bring this ridicule behavior towards you. Why? Because you aligned your communication with the eighth house. Like, for example, when you make art. If you make art, make some dark art. Make a painting of a vampire or something. Make some psychologically invoking painting. That is going to kind of help you align with your skills. And that's the thing. Third lord in the eighth house, your skills should go into research of somehow. Like R&D. Doesn't always have to be occult mysticism. It can be R&D, accounting, dealing with other people's assets. Your efforts are very good at dealing with the eighth house matter. Insurance related research. Right? People become insurance analysts. So insurance related research becomes great. Then, third lord is in the ninth house. What is that doing? So then you have third lord in the ninth house. Right? Ninth house is father, gurus, teachers, divine knowledge, higher knowledge, pilgrimage, postgrad education, your luck, your fortune, your siblings-in-law. You can keep going and going. So one thing you will see, first of all, tremendous effort a person will put to please their father. One always loves to put effort pleasing their teacher, their guru, always wanting to do something for them. And specifically with third lord in the ninth, you will see father's attention will be actually on your siblings more than you, which is why you make more effort into getting the attention of the father. Your ability to speak is like a guru is speaking. It's like a rishi is speaking. Your insult towards someone can become like an updesha, can become like a dictation. You know why it's such a preferable, strong position? Because the third lord who's in the ninth looks back at its own house. It said, I'm protecting you. You say whatever you want. And because the ninth house is a teacher, you will see naturally there is this natural zeal towards inspiring others. Like such people make great life coach, business coach, motivational coaches. Okay, they become great strategists. They strategically know how to maneuver to gain what they want. They know exactly where to put their effort in. Because ninth house is a house of war. Now you must be thinking, oh my God, ninth house, how can it be a house of war? It's a house of temple. What do you think wars happen on? It happens on temples, mosques, church, religion. My religion is better than yours. And this is what you humans do. So you are an interesting species. And I'm enjoying being in this biomechanical suit, enjoying all the things. Pretty much half of you create. Not all of you. Those that create. I don't know why. What thrill you get from it, but It's a house of war, because remember, this is the original house of Sagittarius. Have you seen the symbolism of Sagittarius? What is the symbolism of Sagittarius? Man has the arrow, it's pointing, it's ready to strike, and it's running like the horse, meaning it's ready, it's running for war, is running towards the enemy. And that's ninth house is where the birth of Purva Shada occurs. The planet, the nakshatra that starts wars. So this person, they're so strategic, just like third lord in the sixth, third lord in the ninth, can put them into wars and troubles, disputes and fights. Okay, that's what this particular position will do. But also, if such person wants to increase their luck, they need to speak. The more they give speeches, the more they write, the more they publish, the more they are out in the media, the better their luck keep rising and rising and rising. But why? But remember, it's the effort. Third house is the effort. It's not like, okay, I give a one speech and now I'm going to be good. No. You have to put the effort and you have to be strategic. Why are you giving a speech? When are you giving a speech? What timing are you using to give a speech? Okay, but also, is there natural skill? See, third house is a skill, right? Natural skill in how to become a mentor and a teacher in life. And you become extremely lucky for your younger siblings. Because of you, younger sibling Bhagya is risen. No matter how bad their career is, they always attempt to find a career to feed themselves. It's not like I'm saying that they're going to be extremely wealthy, this and that, but somehow, some way, blessings at the last minute, they get some kind of a blessing because of your chart. Then you will also see when third lord's in the ninth house, whoever neighbor you become, that neighbor begins to prosper. They suddenly find their luck. If you had a neighbor, third lord in the ninth house, your neighbor was single, the moment you moved in, they got married. Okay. Now, you will also see third lord go into the 10th house. So then, let's talk about third lord in the 10th house. Here, siblings become very lucky because of your birth. Their career will always be great. It will always be in a very strong, authoritative position. They can go into high ranks. And especially, of course, you have to see how the third lord is placed. You know, whether it's in a position of strongness, weakness, which happens, you know how it happens is by looking at the neighboring planets. And if there's no neighboring planets, then planet is good. Neighboring planets, and of course you have to see the trine. Where's your effort going? What are the fruits that your karmas that you have accumulated are wanting from you? Maybe you don't want to do this, but your karmic fruits are saying your effort, no matter what you do, always have to be in your career. And when you put forth the effort, the fruit is going to give you fame. The fruit is going to give you recognition. The fruit is going to be sweet enough that it's going to put you in a position of power. Usually third lord in the 10th house or 10th lord in the third house is a position of a person who will do business, putting their own effort into their career. And career, the work environment must have the use of communication. If there's no communication, half your efforts are not even giving you fruits. Or for your full efforts is giving you half fruits. You will also see when you have third lord of the 10th house and you move into a neighborhood, your neighbor suddenly begins to improve their own career. They get promotions. And it's not like you can willfully do this. It's because of it was their time to find success. You moved in. Your speech is always to somehow win the hearts of authorities. When you speak, people at the high ranking, or in higher echelons of society will listen to you. Whether what you say works or doesn't work, they will listen to you. They're going to give you respect. They're going to give you respect. And then third house is your skill. So what is your skill? What is the skill that you have developed? Is to be a professional. You are a professional. See, being a professional is a skill. Like when you go for a job interview nowadays, people just wear shirts and t-shirts and go. Even if you're going for a retail job, people are now like going like they're just woke up and left. You know, when I went for an interview, I actually dressed up, wore a suit, even if I was going for a retail job or somebody's store. I wore a nice shirt, pants, belt, everything. I looked presentable. So what happens is such a person has that capacity to look professional. Their professionalism is what wins them their success. Their fruits or their effort gives fruits when there's professionalism involved. And in their particular work, they will have to write something. Nowadays, what's the majority of the thing that I see is writing codes. Like a lot of people who are in IT are writing codes. But back in the days when people actually had this desire to be a writer, professional writer, because nowadays I don't know if there's any money in it, because AI is doing a lot of the writing, but one's effort into writing would give them great results. Or work environment will require you to write. And your biggest transformation, your transformation gets unlocked through your career. The more professional you are, the more presentable you look, the better chances of your great transformation to happen. The more sluggish you look in your work, the more it looks like you're not putting effort into something. The more you will be the one who's going to be paid attention to, that is this person professional or not. Somebody else may not get that attention because their Lord is somewhere else. You will be getting that attention, and if you do get that attention and you do the right thing, you get the reward. Otherwise, you get failure then. So then you have third Lord in the 11th house. Okay. So part of your happiness, because whenever you put effort, right? When we put effort into something, we love that. We're like, oh my God, I built this thing. Even though nobody else is going to see it, nobody else is going to use it, you're like, I did it. One of the things that brings this person joy with their effort is when they fulfill the desires of their siblings. Your younger sister always wanted to go to Dubai. You're in a middle class family, working hard, saving money, and then you go to a particular rank in your life where now you can afford things. So what do? The first thought of that effort that you want to put towards something, my younger sister always wanted to go to Dubai. I'm going to send her for a whole week. Here, go. And the thing is, when the effort is put in fulfilling the desires of the younger siblings, what is happening? Your own 11th house becomes active. Now, is that good or bad? I don't know. Because 11th house is desire, right? So your desire can be fulfilled, but also it can go the other way too, depending upon how the third Lord is and how the 11th Lord is. Because that will show that by you activating your third house, either suddenly your desires are being fulfilled, your rank is running high, or you also can run into big enemies, or you suddenly start doing active. So now your third Lord is sitting in the 12th house. What is happening? So 12th house, it's a house of exit. 12th house is a house of foreign, faraway places. It's the house of expenses, donations, investments. It's the ethereal house, which is a house of observing things. It's a house of escape. So where do you think this person's effort is going to go? This person's effort is going to go towards escaping. Third Lord in the 12th house, if it's disturbed, a person can become a drug addict. Otherwise, a person will look for their effort will always be towards putting money in investments,
where they don't have to work and they can go on adventures around the world. Third lord in the 12th house. Younger sibling will find success only in foreign lands. You will especially put a lot of effort into visiting spiritual places in life. And by going to those spiritual places, you gain strength. Because third house is valor. Right? Where's your strength becomes active? It becomes active in places of isolation. You show your best strength when you're in isolation, but if you want strength and you want to gain strength, people who are boxers and fighters, they'll disappear from the media, disappear from all over the place for the next 4, 5, 6 months. Then they'll like put up some video on social media, them training or something. Why? Because they are rejuvenating themselves. They're gathering their strength. So it's very important with third lord in the 12th house that if you want fruits of your karma, you've got to go and put your effort into faraway places, but also you have to work on yourself in isolation. Work on yourself away from people that are around you. And the thing is, like I said, third lord in the 12th house, if your siblings are struggling in their profession, send them either out of state or tell them, go find a job in a foreign place. You'll be fine. That's prediction you make. You don't need to look at their chart. With your own chart, you're seeing what needs to be done, especially younger siblings. Younger siblings must go towards putting their effort and going into a faraway place. But you will see, such person is always skilled in doing stock market, skilled in doing investments. Why? Because that's their natural skill. Natural skill is going towards the 12th house. So it's one of these. Sometimes it's all, sometimes it's few. Because you have to see that other planets will bring about interest towards investment. Because instead of investment interest, a person will have interest in doing donation, free work, giving themselves into service to others. Or one just simply wants to live off grid in isolation. That's their effort. They don't care about investments. So it's all of these things, but it may only just be one, but it's always going to be that. Okay, one thing we also see. Younger siblings always will spend money. Expenses. And you will love spending money on younger siblings. Why? Because your third lord and your effort goes into expenses. So just like the 11th house, you will love sending your younger sibling to foreign places to visit, to have fun. So this is where, we see this, road to our third lord in 12 houses, and especially if you also look at the speech pattern. Such folks actually love conversing in privacy. They don't really want to be in media. They don't really want to talk. And if they do talk, they'll be, you will see their expertise can become about foreign policies. If it's a politician, they'll be really good at talking about some kind of a foreign policy or some kind of a geopolitical issue instead of a local political issue. That's the expertise that they have kind of like naturally accumulated. Okay, so yeah, I have to re-upload this video because I forgot to do third lord in the first and third lord in the second. So let's talk about third lord in the first house. That means the effort and the transformation comes to you. Here, first thing you will see, in order for this person to maintain their physical body, physical health, tremendous effort is going to be required. Because if they just let their body slip away, they're not watching their diet, they're not watching their exercise, not doing yoga, body slips. The same thing happens when third lord is conjunct the ascendant lord, or third lord is conjunct conjunct Jupiter. All three of them will represent this particular scenario, including even third lord with actually more than even Jupiter, Mars. Unless you turn out to be a Scorpio or Aries ascendant. And the thing is, with third lord in the ascendant, your life, your entire personality, who you are as a person, develops through media. Media influences you, neighbor influences you, friends influences you, cousin influences you. What cousin says, oh, that's right. Well, mom and dad are saying may not be right. Okay, unless there's a balancing effect of your sun and moon or fourth and fifth lord influencing this. But the thing is, this person gains their access to uh, what is right and wrong through the third house matter. So it can be dangerous thing because a lot of people say all kind of BS online, and if they think that that is right, it's misguiding them, you know. And because remember, it is in a house originally controlled by Mercury. Third lord in the ascendant, there's duality in a person, dual nature in a person. One minute they want to shift this way, next minute they want to shift that way. There's no steadiness. Your friend told you, or you told your friend you're going to do one thing, you ended up doing the other thing. You told your friend, oh, I'm going to be coming to this place at 5 p.m. I'll see you there. Okay. And you call your friend at 6. I'm actually going here. Yeah, this happened. Oh, sorry, I didn't call you. Because they themselves didn't realize the duality that will exist. And of course, you will see when such a person has younger siblings, okay, their development becomes, their real development becomes active when the siblings arrive, which becomes a very strong support system. Instead of them always putting effort into things and doing things, now the third house is naturally makes them do things without thinking I'm putting an effort. And because the third house now is very important in all aspects of life, from lawyers, doctors, astrologers, designers, actor, everybody needs the third house. So the third lord being in the ascendant, this person is going to absolutely going to have to rely on the third house, which is what nowadays? Online, internet, social media, VR, whatever the hell Meta is bringing next, or Facebook. It's going to develop, but it's always going to be connected with the third house. Such an individual loves sports. Their body develops. They feel good when they are dealing with some form of a combat. They're dealing with some form of exertion of energy. They will talk quick. They will speak quick. Now the third lord goes into the second house. Your transformation happens the moment you establish your family. The biggest transformation will take place from the moment you have a family post-marriage. The other thing, your entire effort is going to be focused on your family. You're going to do things to provide for the family, taking care of the family. And even if you don't, you can't run away from this. Effort saying, I will find you. And somehow, some way, you're going to have to go back and put that effort into giving sustenance to the family. You will also see here, third lord being in the second. Younger sibling or siblings in general, especially the youngest to you, will be in line to attain the most assets from the family. They need more of a resource than you from the family. So don't be all getting jealous. Oh my God, you're giving it to the younger brother or sister, and I'm the oldest one, and I've been here doing this, doing that. No. If you're not deserving of something, stop fighting, because if you deserve something, even if you don't want it, you will get it. So maybe because of the past life karma, the younger sibling needs to get more. That's it. If you feel you're not getting more, go make more. Go have more. Because once you fight to attain something that the sibling needs to get, now you're making a new connection to come back in next life, now resolve this issue. So don't get involved in this issue. You will see, especially whenever this person communicates, whenever this person talks. Okay. This person is going to be focused on always talking about some kind of a value system. There's value in this, there's value in that. They'll always talk about money. Communication always has to do with family. How to make money, how to gather money, how to accumulate money. Because through their communication system, they can energize people to go after money. They'll be like, oh, no. You don't want to focus on God. God comes later. First, have the comfort. First, have the money. Then you pursue God. Because the entire focus of your communication style is taking place in the second house of accumulating wealth. You'll always talk to people. Oh, how do you increase wealth? How did you make this money? What did you do? So in a way, these people, because their communication is always focused on money, they get to find out a lot of information. Because again, third house is information. So they're finding a lot of information on how to make money, how to create money. So they're the ones who get focused on such things. And because again, we see that third house, is the neighbor. At one point, you're going to somehow give money to the neighbor. You're going to give them some valuable resources. And this always happens time to time. Whether it's this neighbor, 5 years now from another neighbor, you move somewhere else, now you give value to that neighbor. Some value is given from you, from your resources, to your neighbor. And because remember, third house is 8th from the 8th, right? So biggest transformation comes in. If you want the positive transformation, remember when I was telling you about the younger sibling taking the money? Let them take it. The moment they take it, now your big transformation comes in. Now your transformation comes in. So don't get stuck about why am I not getting it. You can mention it, but if your parents or somebody says, look, this is the situation, okay, fine. They don't own you, you don't own them. They don't control you, you don't control them. Your money is, your father's money is not your money. Your mother's money is not your money. They want to give you, they give you. If not, just clean your hands and leave. Because that means if you force them to give it to you, now that force is becoming a knot in the spine, which is a karma for the future life, unless you get lucky and you pay it off in this life. And so this person feels exhausted. Because the third house of efforts is going 12th from itself, is being exhausted. One feels very exhausted. The same way a person will feel exhausted if the third lord is conjunct the second lord, conjunct Venus, okay, or Jupiter. They feel like, why my efforts are going in vain? Why is things are not happening? And the best way to kind of reverse that for yourself is to be like, I don't care where my efforts are going. I'm just going to put effort, whatever I do. That's it. They want to give it, not give it, not give it. Okay. So anyway, guys, this was my analysis of third lord in all the 12 houses. Remember, this is the part A. Part B and C will be coming this coming week. And so if you don't want to miss those videos, make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, you can go to kairosastrology.com for my books, reports, and my courses on all the techniques and secrets of astrology. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.